Hey, how you doing, guys? So I have a little bit of a question for you all. I want to talk a little bit about The Last of Us Part 2. Now, we all know and we all understand that because of the recent leaks that has been happening, a lot of people are starting to really hate the game without even trying it for themselves. Sure, that's their opinion, that's their decision, that's all good and dandy. My thinking as well, though, because I don't really care about those leaks, and I have seen all of them, mind you, I still will be getting the game. But here's the question, were we wrong? But I want to ask this beforehand, before all the reviews will be happening. Mind you, we got even extra information that the reviews, first of the reviews, are going to be available June 12th, 12 a.m. At PT. I think that's a Pacific time. I might be wrong about that. Yes, it is. I just double checked. It was Pacific time. It actually will be around 9 a.m. In my time, so very early in the morning. So yes, expected as well on a 12th of June, basically 1 week earlier than the release of the game. This is meaning that Sony, PlayStation, and Naughty Dog are very confident about their game and what their experience, what their game has to offer for us all. And the first reviewers that are actually playing it as we're speaking, for example, I'm actually getting this information from Greg Miller. Yeah, he's playing the game right now. He even showcased it here. Obviously, he's not going to show anything except just, he has the copy anyway. I don't know if it's digital or a physical copy. Either way, we know that people are already playing it. We know that reviews are going to be happening 1 week earlier from the release of the game. This is just signifies that Sony, PlayStation are very confident about this game, and maybe have we been wrong about these leaks? Maybe the game, how it will traverse itself and how it will progress. It will not be so as bad as these leaks have been turning out to be, right? Maybe it will be a different direction that nobody really likes it to go. Like, for example, let me give you an example, right? Okay. There's a game and ends badly. So what are you gonna say? The game's shit because the ending was bad? Not necessarily that it was a very bad ending or was a cut shorter ending or there was a cliffhanger. No, I'm talking about in the general negative ending. For example, this main character died. As an example. And so what, you're gonna say this was a bad game because this main character died, but the game itself was actually great? So overall you're gonna say it's bad, right? No, that's just dumb thinking. You shouldn't be doing that. If you have this kind of line of thinking, you might be a little bit underaged. Maybe you did not develop to your progressive thinking of how everything should go about. Because nobody really, my personal opinion again, I loved Avengers Infinity War more than the endgame. Because, let me tell you, heroes die. And that's the best part about the whole damn thing. I loved seeing that. I liked my favorite character, Spider-Man. He died pretty much. If he would have been say dead, that would have been so fantastic. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I don't like those movies. Oh god, I love Marvel movies. I watch them all. They're fantastic in my opinion. But I like different approach in these sort of movies. They're expected to be victorious because they're heroes. Heroes always need to be victorious. Why the hell did anyone make this shit up? And why does it have to be all the time? No! Let's go with a different approach. Let's go with a more negative approach. Let the people die who we actually care about. So this will be much more impactful emotionally. And of course, if that's what they were aiming for, just to have that impactful emotion feel, well, maybe that's the way it's supposed to go. The Last of Us Part 2, obviously, we have no heroes or even villains, more or less, right? People are just trying to survive. But we still have our favorite characters, right? Joel, Ellie, and well, at the moment, because of the leaks, there's gonna be more than that. But still, we need to understand, even if we end up going with a different direction of the story and not what you were expecting, that does not necessarily mean the game's gonna be automatically bad. I don't see how that would be a problem. I have seen leaks. I've seen the way they're going with that. I do not like it either. But I want to see that journey of progressing to that point and why everyone's just saying it's so bad. If the game is gonna be bad, sure, I'm sure at least some of the first reviewers will not fail mentioning that. The game getting a review a week earlier than release of the game, of course, itself. That's incredible already that PlayStation, Sony, Naughty Dog, whatever, they are very confident about this game. And it's done, they're certain they're gonna get very big marks. Now, it's not necessarily to say it happens all the time, it really doesn't. Basically, PlayStation, Sony, with their exclusive games, they've always kind of released the reviews like really early, and maybe that's just kind of a similar pattern what we are seeing here. The game may end up being shit, but they're pretty confident of releasing the reviews a week earlier because that's kind of a trend that they are doing, and so people are expecting it the similar thing if they make a different direction on this approach now. And because what am I trying to say? If they decide at the last moment and say like, okay, we're not gonna give out the early copy reviews for the reviews, and so we're gonna hold on to those on the day of release, then people can actually review the game. Maybe people will be thinking differently about this game that ends up being actually a shit game, not good game. Again, the expectations and the estimations, there's always gonna be concerns about those things. And that does not really matter what type of game it is. It could be a fantastic game, could be an awful game, and we don't. How the hell would we don't? We're only seen by the marketing standpoints, information that have been talked about in the interviews, the trailers, gameplays. That's not necessarily enough for a lot of us to understand what the hell the game's going to be all about. Well, to a degree, I should say, but we don't know how the game will be in our own hands and how it will play. I don't know. That's just what my line of thinking. Just wanted to ask you. Maybe could we have been wrong about this? That's just a question, and hopefully we will get some of these questions answered as well from the earlier reviewers. And hopefully they will be honest and upfront. I understand that they're getting the copies from the Sony, so perhaps maybe they can be a lot more biased towards this. And who the hell would not be biased towards PlayStation exclusive games? They are the best games out there, ever, and still are. Even if The Last of Us Part 2 will not meet up to that expectations from the first The Last of Us, I'm still certain that the game's going to be fantastic and in its own way. And maybe people will forgive whatever the way that people were thinking because of the leaks and because of the direction it's taking. Maybe it's a necessary step that was taken, and maybe it was a very different one and very risk-taking as well. Risk-taking is always necessary in video games, and that what makes them even more unique and great. Not taking any risk and being lazy as fuck, I don't think that's necessarily for any game. Just get this out the garbage and stop doing those sort of types of games if there's no risks to be taken. Releasing the game every year and annually or whatever, even after 2 years every so often, and not really changing up the mechanics or taking some kind of involvements in the risk is not really innovation, is it? A lot of people would not give you much of praise of anything. The Last of Us Part 2 has been in development for 6-7 years, and yet look at how it ends up going because the leaks nobody even would have predicted. Hell, I don't believe in any scale is the problematic as we are seeing here with these leaks, and how people just completely, how can I say, 180'd. Basically saying loving and the shit out of the game and seeing what they want to see, but then yet the leaks came out, now they're gonna all hate. I'm sure at least 1 or 2 comments were saying, stop defending Sony, stop defending Naughty Dog, stop defending this game, what are you doing, why are you being so biased towards it? What the fuck, man, I'm still looking forward to the game. Yes, sure, I'm maybe being biased in here too. I'm being biased because it's PlayStation exclusive games, they are the best games out of all the platforms and the systems. And that's a fact, it's a stupid thing for me to argue. If you're gonna ask me, I actually had these few people, fucking retards. Some people actually ask me, where's your proof? Really? You need me to tell you the proof? Really? Oh. Like that, if I need to bring out the proof I'm saying why these exclusive games are best in the whole gaming genre, okay, you might need to stop playing for yourself and just, do something else. For love of God, learn, be more a little bit intelligent, go to school again, or try to understand what the hell is involvement in this. People say, for example, pre-ordering is bad, but okay, but what about if you want to pre-order a collector's edition? It's, let me put this in quotes, it's limited. Limited. If I need to say anything more than limited, you're, anyway, I'm getting triggered. I'm just remembering these comments are so stupid. Like, why are you pre-ordering games? You shouldn't be doing that. Dude, if there's something limited, you're gonna have to pre-order the damn thing. I don't agree pre-ordering either. I don't agree with that. I don't want to do pre-ordering, but if it's limited, I have to pre-order. I want to secure the copy for myself. And for the future to come, of course. PlayStation 5, I'm going to pre-order that. 100%. Definitely. If you have to understand the reasoning of my thinking why I need to pre-order PlayStation 5, I'm not gonna explain that. It's a self-explanatory thing here. It's no point for me to do so. The Last of Us Part 2 is not necessarily the same thing of, pre-ordering situation. Do you understand? But like, still, there's some things that doesn't need necessarily be completely fully explained for you to completely understand. You can use your own mind and the imagination of what I'm trying to say. It's not necessarily a good thing to do so, right, for anybody in the commentaries, especially like the one I'm doing now, because you're gonna have to, think a little bit at least. So it wouldn't be that boring just listening to me ramble and be in a similar vibe or similar wave and just talk about shit for like a retard. Like, I don't think an intelligent person wants to hear every single little detail and the design have been explained to himself. No, not breakdowns, no, not that. I'm talking about specifically what I mean by the terms of the limit as an example. What the hell is a limited? What is a limited amount of the consoles? What is a limited amount of the games? What is a limited amount of the copies? That's just dumb. Wow, okay, I just dragged this way too long than I initially expected to. Tomorrow, The Last of Us Part 2 gameplay and all that good stuff, State of Play, will be happening once again. Yes, I will be doing a breakdown. Definitely. I also got a big video coming out this week or the next. I can't be for certain yet because it's gonna be a busy week obviously for me. Ghost of Tsushima and also The Last of Us Part 2. I'm gonna be making big videos out of these two. That kind of rhymed a little bit maybe. Well, anyway, this is going to be extremely fun. I cannot wait to see The Last of Us Part 2, what they got something in store for us, because the gameplay, mind you, is fantastic and I cannot wait to see how it goes. Okay, thank you so much for watching, liking and subscribe. See you guys all, and yeah, have a wonderful day.